Welcome back to the garage, guys. I'm Damien and this is the Binder Builder. I have a correction to make. My last video I talked about setting up my transaxle for the CV angles and things of that nature, and where I wanted to place it front to back in the car. I want to show you what I did and what I did wrong. Alrighty, so as you guys know, I pushed my transmission backward in order to line it up, the CV flange with the CV flange on the stub shaft, which is up in there. Okay, so why is that wrong? Well, simply put, as you jump or what have you, when you need the most flex in the CV, where's the axle at? Where's the axle side going to be? Well, because it's a radius arm connected to our torsion tube, it is going to drop and come forward, right? And what about the transmission? Definitely not going to drop or come forward, hopefully. And so, yeah, as the more you droop out, the more misalignment it's going to be. And that's exactly where you need the misalignment. So I got an idea. Let's see. Let me show you. I'm pretty sure some of you are already saying, but do you have enough room to move it back forward? And the answer is probably not a whole lot of room, especially when you figure out that's how much room I have up front that I can move it, and that's how much room I don't have in the back. But frankly, guys, I think it's more important that my suspension gets set up correctly and so forth. Besides moving the engine back forward, I might have to trim this firewall a bit, but it'll allow me to have a better weight distribution as well and not have everything just hanging off the back like super crazy. So the truth is, I probably am going to have to cut out the back firewall a little bit. I will need to do a little bit of tin work to close it all back up again. And you all know that I'm not all that great at welding the thin stuff, but practice makes perfect. I'll probably buy myself a little 110 welder that I can do this a little easier with. Either that or maybe I'll get Myasbug to make me some carbon fiber panels. That'd be cool. That'd be cool. Either way, it's got to be done, and this is why. All right, let me tell you what I'm thinking. If you saw my last video, I had like 5.5 inches from where the CV would be in the arm to the center of the CV here, and I thought that was bad. Honestly, I probably was quite mistaken on that front, because as the axle moves down, it will move forward, and where I need the most deflection is at full droop, not at ride height or full compression for that matter. If you have a certain amount of deflection in the CV joint, you're going to need it at the full droop, right, when you're in the air. Otherwise, if I leave it the way it is now, which is this being lined up, it will drop way out here, and I'll lose a whole bunch of down travel just because my CVs will start binding too fast. So that was a huge mistake on my part. I do need to fix that. I am going to fix that. I tried to explain that in the last video. You noticed at the very end when I said there was a couple of things I noticed, and then I only covered one, which was the oil pan and stuff of that nature and the angle. The second one was this one. And the more I thought about it, the more I did it. Why didn't I include it in the last video? Actually, I kind of tried to, but I was so all over the place and I didn't know how to kind of word it. So I've been kind of thinking over the last couple of days how I could word this in a way that would make sense. And since some people might be using this video as some ideas on how to build their Baja bug, I want to be able to set the record straight. And honestly, after I posted that video, a couple of guys were nice enough, actually, who build sandrails and things of that nature, to let me know of the error that I had made. Luckily, I was already thinking about it, and their kind of suggestions just reinforced in my mind that I had completely screwed up. So if you're setting up your CV angles and your transmission location, what you want to do is go to complete droop and then line it up at droop, because that's where you're going to need the most amount of flex. So when it goes back to ride height, yes, it's going to be a little off, but it's going to be well within the operating limits of the CV shafts, of the CV joints themselves, and you shouldn't have to worry about it. that's why I'm going to redo my transmission position. I'm going to stick it back forward because how far forward, I don't know yet. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to find out what my full droop is and then line it up with that. So it means I'm going to need to take off the motor, take out the trans, finish up kind of my shocks and so forth. Now that I got Buggy Barnes 5x5s on, I could kind of set up my actual shocks and get that all in place. And then once that happens, I'll know where my full droop is. I can set my transmission as well. I talked about last time about lowering the front or raising the front or lowering the back, kind of just getting rid of some of that tilt. I'll be able to do all of that. I am going to favor the transmission as low as possible, even if it goes underneath the flat bottom. The reason is because the lower it is, the lower this can go, the more droop I can have. And then, yeah, as far as where it's going to be front to back is going to be lined up at full droop with or as close as I can get it at least to full droop. Just wanted to make that quick correction. I hope that all made sense. If you have any questions or further comments, go ahead and leave them in the comment section. Be sure to read those. There's some pretty good ideas in there. Please like, subscribe, and all that good stuff, and I'll see you on the next one. I'm Damien, and this is the Binder Builder.